I remember back in the day when I was a backup administrator, the first thing that I would have to do in the morning when I logged in was check all the backups that missed and failed from the previous night. I noticed a theme that they failed for a few reasons. One could be memory, one could be compute, one could be storage, and also one could be networking. And these all had to be done manually, right? But now we've graduated from that where things are sort of automated now, and we're in this new paradigm. And by the way, I'm Demetrius Malbrough, cloud advocate here at Veritas, here to give you a short TLDR format of why elasticity is super critical for your workloads, and that your backup solution should have the elasticity and the flexibility to manage workloads on-prem and also in the cloud. But not just in the cloud, in multiple clouds. And one thing I remember back then, things haven't changed quite a bit from this perspective, but backup systems were starting to protect and utilize more and more different operating systems, so different flavors of Unix, like AIX, HPUX, there was Sun Solaris, and also different databases like Oracle, you had SQL, and I also remember when VMware stepped on the scene and changed the game with virtualization and virtual machines. And backup systems were, I would say they were particularly happy because things were moving along and systems were being protected, workloads were being protected as well. I remember dedupe actually came out and was a big deal, and vendors were fighting over this dedupe ratio, that dedupe ratio, and tape is, going away, all those different types of things. But this is not a video on that. But your backup system, whether it's on-prem or whether it is in the cloud or running in multiple clouds, has similar things, right? So you can manage it with some type of UI that you log into in order to kind of manage all your backups and manage your workloads and manage your systems. Also, some type of policy, protection policy or policy management that you can set, how often a system backs up, how many systems back up during this particular time, etc. And they've even advanced to doing analytics, giving more detailed information about analyzing where the data is living, and even tapping into that data to provide more insights, and also providing some type of reporting capabilities just in case management would like to know where the trends are headed from a storage perspective, etc. Now, there's a study that shows 94% of enterprises has some type of multi-cloud strategy. It's also been said that 80% of those organizations accelerated their multi-cloud strategy as a result of the global pandemic. And I know you're using multiple clouds like AWS. You're also using Azure, and you're using GCP, and some of you may even be using other public cloud providers as well. Now, the backup systems has to be able to communicate from a cloud perspective, and this all happens as a result of each cloud provider's APIs, and this makes it capable of communication between the cloud provider and those resources. And we're hearing every day that cyber attacks are not going away. They're getting worse, more and more pervasive, more and more sophisticated with things like AI. And that's why your backup system should also have some type of recovery vault, a place that your data can sit in an immutable format, an indelible format, and one that's air-gapped from your other environments to give you that peace of mind and that capability to recover quickly in case a cyber attack happens in your environment. Now, either your backup solution is built for the on-prem world or it's built for a multi-cloud world. But what I'm talking about here is one that's built for all of the above. One that goes from a monolithic architecture to a service-oriented architecture, like running microservices, for instance, Kubernetes. What if your backup solution had the capability to run within multiple clusters, multiple pods, and spinning up these resources on demand as workloads increased or decreased? That would be really cool. Your backup solution has to have these capabilities nowadays. It's possible that that backup solution also can now spin up all of the different services that were normally spent up in one location here on-prem. But now things like your scheduling engine, the metadata, your resiliency component, the snapshot components, right? The media management, all of that is done in a microservices way in containers. That would be super cool if your backup system was running in a containerized fashion, smart enough to do things behind the scene that you couldn't even imagine, right? And it's able to save you money through things like deduplication, reduce that cost for you, spin up, spin down workloads, give you that protection that you need from things like ransomware, and also be flexible enough and elastic enough to make sure your business doesn't skip a beat. So make sure that you hit that like button. You also share this content because I'll be coming at you with more content just like this. The main takeaway here is that the benefits of having an elastic backup platform is super critical for all of the different demands, your workloads, making sure that your data is protected, not only on-prem, but also in a cloud-native format across any cloud, AWS, Azure, GCP, because we know that's where your workloads are. So thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.